That's the beautiful smell of trash in the morning. Today is Vlogday 1005. Good morning and welcome to day 5 of my 20 in 20, starting right next to the Musée de Cluny in the 5th. If you want to see the Middle Ages Museum, the National Middle Ages Museum, it is pretty sick. And then on the other side, Kutum has taken over the Finnish Institute. I don't know if they started it or if they took it over, but Kutum is a local coffee roaster to make some tasty coffee. And the Finnish Institute is supposed to be a really nice place to sit, chill, maybe even get some work done, although I don't think they allow laptops, so you're gonna have to do some good old-fashioned book studying. I'm gonna head down to the river, check on the old dame, as well as get a coffee at a famous place that you probably know about already, but I just feel like going because they've got a wonderful view, if nothing else. Didn't know about this spot. This is pretty fantastic. This is a great photo location. Okay, I'm going to Shakespeare & Company. I'm going to their cafe. They've opened a cafe, I don't know how long ago. Their coffee's really good. They have a fantastic view of this church, which I'm gonna go take advantage of before people line up and take all the seats. But if you come, you've got this really cool Gothic fence. I don't know what to call this exactly, with a fantastic view behind you of Notre Dame. This is probably one of the best new photo spots that I never knew existed. So Shakespeare & Company's cafe is in my guide. Get a coffee there, come here, get a photo. Super worth it. Speaking of which, it is coffee time. Shakespeare & Co., by the way, in case you didn't know, is a famous English bookstore here in Paris. It's been here for a long time, although I guess it moved. It used to be in a different location when Ernest Hemingway lived here. They don't allow photos inside, and they're not even open yet, so I'm just gonna get coffee next door. If you want to check it out, it's really, really worth it. I did film a little bit inside when Natasha had her reading. I'll try to figure out where that one was. But if you want to see a little bit, I did sneak a little bit of footage then. Well, that was a tasty cup of joe. I did not, however, get anything to eat because one of the new additions to this neighborhood that is fantastic, that I'm not 100% sure is in my guide, so I want to make sure I cover it just so you know that it's here. It's called Circus. It is delicious. They've been around for a while, but their bakery is so good. I'm gonna be tempted to get a second coffee, but I'm not gonna do it because that would just be silly. Circus is pretty amazing. They've got a lot of really good sourdough offerings too, if you're into sourdough. I don't like sourdough, but I really like what they have, so maybe I do like sourdough now. Maybe I just never had good sourdough before. I'll never know. Anywho, in the meantime, I'm gonna bounce over almost to the other end of this neighborhood. Very quickly show you Jardin Des Plantes if you want to see it in more detail. I just filmed there with Elle and Am not that long ago. We did a photo shoot there. So if you'd like to see it in, you know, its full glory with all kinds of flowering trees and things like that, it always has different things that are flowering, so you're not gonna miss out on that if you come and see it, because it is just loaded with flowers and plants. Jardin Des Plantes, Rue Mouffetard. I'm gonna finally sate my banh mi craving with the best and cheapest banh mi that I've found in town so far, and I'm hoping to end at the Pantheon. We'll see how this goes. I actually asked for permission to do this. For those of you that ask if you should be able to speak French before you come to France, it helps. It really helps to be able to speak some French, but I asked the guards at the front if I could wheel for just a second because I explained why, and they were like, okay, for just a minute. So to respect that, I'm gonna get out of here, but I thought I'd show you just a little bit of the park. It's a fantastic, fantastic park. Jardin des Plantes. Something's always flowering here, something's always changing, and there are tons of park benches to come sit, have a picnic, and there's a lot to explore, including a zoo in here. There's a zoo in here. It's fantastic. So make sure that you take advantage of it while you're here, Jardin des Plantes. I didn't even come in here the first time I lived here, I'm pretty sure. That was a mistake. Come hide from the urban environment for a minute, enjoy some beautiful flowers, and then, you know, bounce on out for lunch, which we're gonna sort of do. Let's head towards Rue Mouffetard. And don't forget the Grand Mosque is on the way as well. If you feel like going in, fantastic. Only a few euros, and just the gardens and the spaces in there are gorgeous. Also in that video with Ellen Am. Ooh! Fresh Space Invader! It's a Space Invader with a fez! I don't have that. This is gonna be my 499th Space Invader. I almost have 500. Today could be the day. Today could be the day. I'm so glad that I decided to explore over here a little bit instead of taking the easy route. $4.99. All right, moving on. Time to turn right on Rue Mouffetard. Now, despite its ridiculous and borderline inappropriate sounding name, Rue Mouffetard is a fantastic spot for a little bit of shopping, food, nightlife. There's a bowling alley up here, which, I mean, I've never gone bowling in Paris, but I guess there's gotta be a first sometime. A couple of good coffee shops. I'm about to pass Doze on the right, which is a good one. There's also what is reputed to be the best crepe in Paris. I haven't had all the crepes, so I can't tell you, but one of the best crepes in Paris on my left, which is in my guide. Doze, I'll give that one to you if you want to figure out what the best crepe in Paris is. It's in my guide. Feel free to buy it. There's a link below. I also completely forgot to fill in what a 20 and 20 is, just in case you're tuning in right now. Obviously, if you go back to the beginning, you'll find out, but a 20 and 20 is a modified version of a drinking game where instead of having one drink in each arrondissement over the course of one day, I am doing one video in each arrondissement over the course of 20 days. Ooh, and here's some fantastic, okay, I gotta come back to this, but basically, I'm not just riding through all these arrondissements for the pure joy of it, I'm also doing it so that you can see a little taste of each and every arrondissement over the course of basically 3 weeks. However, Rue du Pot de Fer, or the Street of the Iron Pot, is another fantastic spot for some food, and also one of my favorite tap houses in the entire city if you want a great beer, Brewberry. I'll show you. I'm assuming they're still open in spite of the construction going on above them. At least they've got no signs saying they're closed. This is a fantastic, fantastic tap house, and across the street is their cave, or their like beer cellar. So they've got tons and tons of different beers in there as well. I love this spot. The tap house versus cellar differentiation is really important though, because I had a date here once and it almost was ruined by the fact that she was across the street and I was over here. So, you know, be aware. If you ask somebody to meet you here, you gotta be clear which side you're on. I think that we're a little bit early for lunch, so we might just go straight to the Pantheon from here. But of course we gotta go the scenic way. And of course, at the top of Rue Mouffetard, you have Place de la Contrescarpe, which is also just kind of fun to sit. I can't like personally recommend any of the restaurants on this square because I don't know any that I would particularly like put an emphasis on, but it is a great spot to sit. People watch a little bit, grab a gelato. It's fun when it's full of people. As you might have noticed from this series, first thing in the morning, nothing in Paris is full of people, which is kind of the reason why I'm getting out first thing in the morning. This is also in my guide as a location recommendation more than like a specific food recommendation. In the meantime, I want to go up that street. I've never gone up that street before. Pretty sure I already have this one, but I gotta double check. This could be my 500th. I don't think it will be. 99% sure I have it, but now I'm gonna be flashing like everything I pass just to be sure. I didn't have that one. That's my 500th. I just got my 500th Invader. How did I not have that? Congratulations to me. That's like a personal record. It's, well, obviously everyone I get is a personal record. That doesn't matter. Yay! I've leveled up in the world of nerddom. Okay. It's been years, probably 5 or 6 years since I've been inside the Pantheon. Hold on, let's continue this talk somewhere more scenic. The Pantheon, originally built to be a church here in Paris and is now the burial grounds for the best and brightest of the city. I have not been inside in probably 6 years. They were doing some work on the Pendulum at the time. From what I've seen, it made some good progress. Hopefully it's finished. It does cost money to go inside, which is why I've been saving it for this very day. So today's the day that we head into the Pantheon just to check it out. And then from there, I think we'll be ready for lunch. Not that I'm like excited about the banh mi, or I've been thinking about this banh mi ever since the first time I had it. I'm really, really excited for it. No wheels allowed, which comes as really no surprise, but still unfortunate. I'm gonna head to Tres. Technically, I gotta leave the 5th to go leave my wheel with some friends. They're great. If you haven't been to Tres yet for a drink, I'm gonna head there tomorrow, because I gotta film there tomorrow, of course, but they make some delicious cocktails and a fantastic brunch offering, and hopefully they'll be nice enough to hold on to my wheel for me for a minute. And away we go. Look at their adorable little terrace. It's so nice. I like these guys a lot. They're really friendly. I'm gonna, hopefully they'll let me store my wheel here for a minute. Success! Show Trez some love. If you come to the Pantheon afterwards, or maybe before, grab brunch, a drink. It's a fantastic spot. And in the afternoon, I know it's in shadow now, but in the afternoon, you get a lot of sun on the patio. Just sit out here, look at the garden from across the street, and you're set. Anywho, we're cheating because we're technically in the 6th. Let's get back to the 5th. Walking is so slow. This is lame. I want my wheel back. Pendulum Foucault is actually really cool because the whole idea was to prove that the Earth revolves around itself. And what's interesting is it appears over the course of the day, they reset the pendulum at 10 o'clock and then let it go, and it swings on the same plane the entire day, and it appears to have rotated over the course of time. But in reality, it's still swinging on the same plane. It's the Earth that's rotated underneath it, and that's what gives them the ability to tell time as the Earth rotates. It's really, really neat. This place is beautiful. It's fascinating. It's really special. It has gone back and forth between being a church and basically a temple to the greats of France multiple times, but currently is dedicated to France, which you will see in all the monuments that are in here. Now, the one thing I gotta find out is whether or not I can go all the way to the top, because somebody told me that you can go all the way up once, and if that's true, I want to go up. It was the tallest structure, definitely in Paris. I don't know about in France until they built the Eiffel Tower. So there's a fair number of stairs, but we didn't go all the way to the top. I was really hoping to get a view from the outside, like go out the outside ring. Dang it. We might not be out of luck. It continues. I'll keep you posted. It costs an extra €3 to get up here, so make sure you buy the additional €3 ticket if you want to climb up, and then they bring you up in groups and shepherd you along. Alright, yeah, totally worth the €3. Can you imagine living there? Look on that rooftop right in front of us with like the different like chairs and stuff set out. Then we exited in the far corner. That was totally worth the extra $3. The €9 to get in here is a bit overpriced, but in the end, worth it for that view. Holy smokes. Unfortunately, I'm struggling for battery life on the main camera, so probably gonna have to come back at some point and get some better time lapses. Let's bounce on out of here to go see Saint-Étienne-du-Mont, reclaim my wheel, and get some banh mi. And right around the corner from the Pantheon, like I said, Saint-Étienne-du-Mont, my 3rd favorite church in the city, and while Notre Dame is closed, it'll be my 2nd favorite church for visits in the city. It's asymmetrical, gorgeous on the inside. You've seen it in a couple of my live streams. It's been around, definitely been present in a number of my videos. Super worth it. Let's go check it out. And then it's finally time for banh mi. I love this church so much. Definitely my, like I said, 3rd favorite church in the whole city, but just generally amazing building. Okay, we've almost finished the 5th for today at least. There's so much more you could see. This neighborhood is just a fun one to wander around. If you'd like to grab a drink, you can of course go next door to Trez, who have been holding on to my wheel for me, but there's the Bombardier right here as well if you want a pub. Also in my guide, if you haven't picked up on the fact, I'm kind of pushing my guide right now. If you'd like to download a copy, there's a link below. You can grab it for 20 bucks. It has like 200 plus recommendations all over the city, along with a number of essays on how to get around, where to stay, how to avoid scams, all that good stuff. Speaking of good stuff, banh mi time. They're closed until the 9th of May for renovations. Dang it, I've been wanting this banh mi forever. Okay, well, guess we'll have to come back in May. End up going to the place next door. Not bad. Not as good as the other one, but it'll do. Nice to spend some time on the left bank today. Always feels a little bit more chill to me than the right bank. I really like this side of the river, it's true. Even though I don't spend a lot of time on this side of the river. I think that's gonna do it for me on the 2020. Sorry about the wind. I think that's gonna do it for me on the 20 and 20 today. This has been the 5th of Paris. If you wanna show up tomorrow, I'll be doing the 6th. And I'm gonna post, if you haven't looked already, I'm gonna go ahead and post where the meetup is tomorrow. There's a meetup tomorrow. Because I don't know how many people are figuring it out through the game, and yeah, we might have to change that mechanic sooner than later. I'll see you bright and early tomorrow morning for another wonderful, beautiful day in Paris. And if you're in Paris, hope you can come out and have a drink. See you tomorrow.